What's going on? David and Stephanie here, and today we were supposed to be performing at a venue. I'm going to choose to leave names out of this particular video. We were supposed to be performing at a venue. We drove 2 hours to get to this venue. We were stressed, rush hour traffic, trying to make sure we got there on time. We made a post about this show. We made stories about this show, both of which were interacted with and positively by the venue. And we got to the venue to discover that there was another band already set up. Evidently, somewhere there was a mix-up between our booking agent and the venue that we went to. We drove 2 hours to discover that this venue had double booked itself, or that the booking agent had double booked the venue, or whatever happened. But either way, we spent 3/4 of a tank of gas. We spent 2 hours driving there, and now we still have to go back home to find out that we're not performing, we're not getting paid, we're just shit out of luck. This is a problem that happens fairly often on land. Musicians are the ones who get screwed every single time. The venue will say that they're not in a position to be able to pay a band that hasn't performed. And the booking agent will find whatever way that they can to weasel out of being the one to foot the bill. And no matter what, the musician is always the one who ends up kind of getting screwed in these situations. We could hire a lawyer. We could push. But if I push this booking agent that worked with us today, we're not going to get booked by that booking agent for any more gigs. We need gigs in order to pay our rent. We need gigs to pay for food. Those gigs pay our bills. This problem does not exist on cruise ships. This problem, when you book a contract to go perform on a cruise ship, someone signs it. When you have a contract on land, man, I can't tell you how many times I've had a contract with a venue that just never gets signed and sent back to me. If I chose to not perform at all the places that did not return a contract to me, I would play maybe 25% of my gigs. I could push harder, but oftentimes those venues are kind of difficult to get in touch with, and I have more important things to be doing with my day than chasing adults who should be responsible for their own calendars, for their own email accounts, for their own businesses. It's really frustrating, and there's really not a whole lot we can do about it. If anyone was wondering why we like performing on cruise ships, the reliability of a paycheck, the fact that we know that we're not going to be double booked, and if we are, we're still going to be paid for the day because we have a contract for that period of time. The fact that you can rely on a paycheck like that on a cruise ship is not something that your average independent artist just happens to stumble upon. That's something that is very elusive for us. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. There were a lot of songs I was looking forward to playing today. I love performing, but not only that, it's not just the love of it, it's our job. And we rely on the income from these gigs. I'll be following up with the venue, and I'll be following up with the booking agent. But again, if I push too hard with either one of them, I put the two of us at risk of losing gigs, not just for this project, but for the student body, for any project that Stephanie's involved in, like Don't Speak, her No Doubt tribute band, or Cover Girls. The number of ways that this could potentially impact us negatively is far greater than the impact I would get of chasing down the payment for this one gig that someone else screwed up on our behalf. But at the same time, it wasn't a small paycheck, and this was not a short drive. So I'm going to follow up, but I don't know where that's going to get us. Probably nowhere. I guess that's it for this one. See you in the next video. It's about midnight and we are just getting home. I'm out here walking Byron. What ended up happening tonight was a little bizarre. I've been trying to get in contact with the booking agent who set up this gig tonight, and right after I finished recording the first part of our vlog, he ended up calling me back, and he was just as frustrated and disappointed as we were. And of course, there's not a whole lot he's able to do about it from holding the venue accountable from that standpoint. But he did say that there was another venue that had called him, and evidently the band that was supposed to play there never showed up. So he asked us if we could get to Des Plaines and play at a place called Beacon Tap. This happened very quickly, but we ended up getting a replacement gig, and we are here. Beacon Tap, I think. What's up? We had already started driving home, and luckily this venue was mostly on the way, so we made it happen. We ended up playing a gig. We didn't get the full pay tonight, but our booking agent is going to try to book us another gig to hopefully help recoup some of these losses. So the night ended up not being a complete loss, and it was a fun gig, but we were exhausted. Pretty crazy day.